Hey everybody, yet another video on kind of the various pieces you can do to upgrade your system and the things that I'm looking at. And so, when I'm in my other room with my Rogue Sphinx, something I'm thinking about is adding a preamp to ultimately make sure I'm able to get the best quality possible off of my record. And so what I wanted to show with this particular setup, which is my friend's setup that's on loan, is some of the things that he's done to really get, honestly, amazing sound. So first and foremost, he has a really high-end, very nice 1970s Linn Sondek. And so, without playing or doing anything, this thing has independent suspension. You can kind of see it affects the arm itself. The platter moves in a certain way. And so this is a really amazing record player. This is the Linn Sondek LP12. He also has a really nice cartridge in there, which is a Benz Ruby, a micro Benz Ruby, a perfect tone arm for perfect weighting, and the internals of this record player has been overhauled and revamped. So ultimately, then you get great sound out of a good cartridge, great internals, perfect weighting, balancing, dampening, right? So that vibrations don't affect the sound quality and things like that. The second thing he's done is he's added a phono-preamp, right? This thing is pretty old. It doesn't actually have a preamp built into it. But given the sensitivity of this cartridge, you want to add a separate amplifier. Now, this is a Parasound JC3 Jr, a really, really good preamp. And so, this essentially amplifies the very low signal from the record player and enriches it. And this is a fantastic phono-preamp. I think they go for about $2,000 now when they're new, so pretty pricey. And then, because he tries to preserve the warmth, he uses high-end cabling throughout, passes it to another tube amp. So, he's preserving the warmth through a tube amplifier. This is a Dehavilland amplifier. And so he's able to kind of preserve the warmth. This thing is awesome because it has left and right gain. So if, let's say, the left speaker is a little bit more off-center from your room, or your right speaker is a little closer, you can adjust the gain on these channels. And then ultimately, this is then passing it to a monoblock. And so this monoblock here is a Sophia Electric monoblock. It has a bunch of tube amps, if you can kind of see that, transformers for silence, things like that. This is a fantastic setup. And that in turn passes it to the speakers. And so every speaker has its own monoblock. So this is the right channel, and then the other cupboard is the left channel. So really, really cool setup, very well done all the way around. Now, what I really like about the particular preamp is it has different settings. And I'm not sure I can really show you, but I'll try my best in kind of pivoting to the back. In the back, he has a toggle for moving magnetic cartridge, and in the back he has a toggle for moving coil. When you set it to a moving coil, there's a pod here. You can see kind of the black pod. I can adjust that, and so you can actually change the impedance manually, and so you can kind of play around with the impact of the sound. On top of it, it also has gain switch, so you can actually increase the gain, sound volume, so that by the time it gets to your amplifier, it does. So this is something I have started to appreciate of an amplifier. And so now I'm looking at a preamp that I can have a toggle, so I can change between moving magnetic and moving coil. And I want something where I can affect the gain. It's in case a moving coil is too low, right? The output is too low. So I can increase the gain, and then I can also tweak the impedance. So I think between the two of those pieces, that's a fantastic way to go. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I want to show a setup that is optimized for tube warmth, really end-to-end done, has a nice chain, and that's a pretty cool setup. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. I'm considering as my next step adding a new preamp and probably upgrading my record player for optimal sound. So that's it. Thanks for watching.